Alright, hello everybody out there in the music development community. This is Mike Comancher Soldier 777, and for your show a video that goes along the lines of one of my other previous videos I've shown, and plus a collection video and some other things. I also want to discuss something else too, sort of a bit of a rant or a bit of a um, subject matter. As you may know, there's been some recent shootings in the U.S. And where people lost their lives. One in Ohio, one in Texas, and of course our hearts goes out to those affected. Um, of course, in the states, every time there's a gun shooting, the left and the right debate with each other about gun control, or one side, the leftists, which is the Democrats and the liberals, are saying that the Trump and his side of the spectrum is not doing enough for gun control. Um, I think it goes beyond that. I think that gun control is a band-aid to an underlying problem. And regardless of what side of the spiritual spectrum you're on, if you're Christian, if you're agnostic, atheist, or some other faith, I tend to stick to the Judeo-Christian worldview myself. You can't deny the fact that there's something else underlying that's going on in the world today, no matter what you believe. I mean, in the Judeo-Christian context, it discusses in the Bible where the war we fight is not flesh and blood, it's spiritual. And Paul goes on to say in the New Testament that there are principalities, powers, dominions, rulers. These four categories, when you really read them and look into them, are the hierarchy of the angelic realm. As you may know, there's fallen angels and there's good angels. And these are the hierarchy. Dominion, principalities, powers, and rulers are different rankings of the angelic beings, both good and bad, that kind of thing. And there's a cosmic battle going on in the spiritual realm, and there's unseen forces at play influencing the hearts and minds of men and women. And when you get someone who's so infused with hatred, they're going to go out and do something about it, either bad or good. Hopefully, good. Take the hate and do something good about it. But or maybe no. Let me rephrase that. Someone who's infused with hate will go and do something bad. Never mind what I said before. And without the proper moral compass in place, like positive people in their lives, or some knowledge of truth of the fact that you shouldn't do that, should do things that harm people, then they're going to go and act out their frustration, anger. Even the Bible says that if you hate someone, the same as murder, in what the Bible says. So if you hate someone, it's the same as murdering in the way the Bible says. And Christ says to love your enemies and your friends. Your enemies are those who have a different worldview than yours. Your enemies aren't those who are against you, more or less, who want to harm you. Your enemies are people who have a different worldview than you, have a different perception of life than you, that don't believe the same things you believe. So, and we all know that before there was guns, people were still killing each other. I mean, guns has only been around since the 14th, 15th century. Before that, people were killing themselves with guns and with knives and spears and whatever, get their hands on rocks and stones, that kind of thing. So guns isn't the answer. If you ban all guns from society, people are still going to find ways of killing each other. So there you go. Anyway, that's my rant. And going back to the spiritual entities that I mentioned, principalities, rulers, and powers. I want to tell you something else too. I found something the other day, or yesterday, whenever it was. These entities are the fallen angelic realm, are preparing for a battle against God, and they actually think you're going to win. I've came across this there just recently, and we all know that if you read the Book of Revelation, we all know who wins. Christ wins at the end. He's going to be the ultimate victor, and if you believe in him, you're going to win with him. These fallen angels and entities, and there's different rankings and they're very organized group of beings that try to cause harm to God's creation, cause harm to God's creation, including us. These entities think they're actually going to win. Well, obviously, they're not. If you read the Book of Revelation, they're not going to win. So, anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll go on with what my video is about, just a little bit of a rant or a little bit of discussion. So, what I want to show you in this video is there on the last recent video, I showed this record I got off my friend, Striper Reach Out, and I mentioned to the fact that I thought that this might have been the wrong record put with the wrong insert, but it actually is not. I looked up a bit of research. Passport Records is a record company, and there must have been some agreement between. Which is me. Look out! Look away! My cats are hanging around here now. She's on the floor. They're playing. Anyway, so this is. I think this is a record with right sleeve. I think this might be a Canadian pressing, and that's what's on Passport Records. Yeah, it's A&M Records of Canada. So Passport must be a subsidiary of A&M Records. So I think this might be the right record with the right sleeve. So there you go. So also too, when I did my collections video and I covered letter H, I forgot to show this one band in my collections list when I did letter H. And it's a Christian band. It's not really I'm not sure we call them not a well-known band, but like I said, when you think of well-known Christian bands, think of Petra, White Cross, Guardian, Striper, bands like that. This is one band only put out 2 or 3 albums, and around 1990. Hello, Mimsy, what are you doing? All right, get down now. Get down here, lah. My cat's kind of inquisitive here right now. Anyway, so and the band's called Halo, which stands for Heavenly Angelic Light Orchestra. And they only put out 2 or 3 albums. Here's our first one, a self-titled album, and it's more in a hard rock vein, hard rock. So some great tunes on this, such as Lord of All, Skyrocket, Lose to Live, those kinds of songs. So yeah, so it's more of a hard rock album. I think Bob Hart from Petra introduced these guys to World Records, Pachyderm Records, and it's produced by John and Dino Elefante. And as you may know, John Elefante was originally from the band Kansas, so he helped the band put this album together. And it's coming in 1990 as a self-titled album. Next one's called Heaven Calling. It's coming in 1991, and it's got some great tunes on this one, such as Heaven Calling, Climb a Mountain, and those kinds of songs. And came in 1991. And this is not as heavy as the previous one, but still has some great tunes on this one as well. And the lead singer, Scott Springer, put a solo album called Hello Forever. This came in 1993, and this is then again it's a bit more in a mellow direction, but still some great songs on it. The songs such as let's see here, The Victory, His Name is Jesus. Yeah, so some great tunes on this one, and yeah, so there you have it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the drummer from Halo. One second now. The drummer from Halo, I believe, played on the Scott Springer album. 1 second. Mike Graham. I think the drummer from Halo played on his solo album, Scott Springer solo album. 1 second. Mike Graham, yeah. Mike Graham played the drums on this album. So basically you have part of Scott Springer and Mike Graham involved in this project. So yeah, there you have it. Oh, I forgot to mention too the fact that Barry Grawl, as you all know, is from White Cross. Barry Grohl. I also play guitars in this album before he joined Whitecross. There you have it. Okay, guys, that's all for now. I figure stop right here, and I'll show another video in a few minutes, which is more of a collections theme video. Okay, have a great day. Thanks. Bye now.